How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid Group. When I was putting this video together, I got the news in regards to this senior note offering. We're going to be talking about it inside of this video, but as far as for the overall price action, I know you guys are asking, what do you think it's going to look like going into tomorrow? And that's what we're going to cover inside of this video, as well as some more information. So I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important in regard to the short interest, it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what the buying and the selling behavior was like on the institutional side and as well as on the retail side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $44.72, being up 1.91%. On the low, it tested $41.34, and then on the high, testing $45.40. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 45.487 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 70.496 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day, but we still saw some strength in Lucid stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 51. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here, we have strength above the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, but we do continue to be below the 21-day EMA. So as far as support on the day, we got as low as $41.34. We see a continuation of $40 continuing to hold up, and this is what's really good to see. But one thing to be aware of, though, as far as for the high of the day, we got to $45.40. So in the bullish case scenario, what you want to see going into tomorrow is Lucid trying to reclaim the 21-day EMA at $46.44. If it is able to do this, then that's where I'm going to look forward to seeing how well it can get past this $47.50 level. Now, as far as for the bearish case scenario, if we do pull back, I'd want to see how well it would bounce off 40, and if it did break through 40, like I said in previous videos, then we could potentially get down to the 38 range, which we saw back on December the 6th. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Lucid. So as we scroll down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So what we could see here for December the 8th, we have Moores and Cabot Inc. that purchased 13,896 shares. This is the filing date. Now, when we take a look now at the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 61.24%, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 14.92 million shares. As we scroll further down on the page, the short shares availability is at 500,000, updated 12 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 1.23%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 6th, it was at 59.91. And then for the close of the 7th, which was yesterday, being at 61.24. So we do see an increase there, and this contributes to the short squeeze potential of Lucid. There are many shorts who are vested in this play, and this is why when we have a lot of buying pressure and there's volume coming through the stock, we could see some strong moves to the upside. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Lucid. So we can see here on the inflow is at 423, and then on the outflow it was at 404. So we ended up having an inflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large it was 9.42, on the medium it was 181, and then on the small it was 233. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 0, on the medium it was 187, and then on the small it was 218. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, December the 8th, it was at 9,419.87. And for the past 5 trading days, we've had 4 inflow days. So we could see there's a lot of demand for Lucid shares when it comes to the large scale orders. When we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders that represents the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying, but it was still fairly close. And of course, when we take a look at the large scale, we had more buying than we had selling because it was 9.42 million versus 0. Now, when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was right around 3%. No surprise whatsoever, but you know what? This is not too bad for a stock like Lucid. We know it comes with a lot of volatility, there's a lot of traders in the play, and we know there's a lot of short interest. So this is why it's important that you're doing your homework and you're doing your due diligence so you could be prepared if you're thinking about getting into this play. So now let's go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Lucid Group, before we get started, let's go over the recent news that came out in the after hours. So we have Lucid Group Inc. announces proposed convertible senior notes offering. Lucid Group Inc. intends to offer $1.75 billion of convertible senior notes due in 2026. So one thing that I want to be clear about, the volatility we saw inside of the after hours was from panic selling. And you know what? I am not surprised about that. And the main reason being is that Lucid is a growth company. This is a car company. They need the capital so they can expand the business. And this is why I said you do not want to rush your entries whatsoever. There are going to be those pullbacks, and when those pullbacks do occur, as an investor, you could take advantage of those opportunities. There's no need to have FOMO. As far as price action is concerned going into tomorrow, this stock could potentially break through the $40 level. And if it does do that, then you could look forward to seeing some price action at 38, and in the worst case of scenarios, you could see it getting down to around the $36 range. But one thing that I want to be clear about, this is better than them going out and doing a public offering. These senior notes are not due until 2026. So one thing that is very clear, this does not lead to immediate dilution in the stock, and I know anyone who is holding shares are going to be happy to hear that. On the other hand though, this stock is going to be volatile as we come closer to the end of this week, so continue to keep an eye on it if you're interested in this play. I know many traders have been taking advantage of the volatility, and if you've been watching these videos, I know for a fact you should have been seeing some profits by now because we've gone through this on a daily basis almost. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. So this is why I say buying pressure is very important coming into the play, and I want to see Lucid being able to get above $47.50. If it continues to fail or trade below this area, then things can start looking bearish, and then we compound that on the fact that, hey, we want to get an update from the SEC. So with all that said, let's see how Lucid performs going into tomorrow. I'm going to keep a close eye on it, and I'll make sure to keep you guys updated as well. We'll be talking real soon.